girl, Lalalupie, and I'm standing in my new house. I think I alluded to the fact that we were making some big changes, and some of those changes was our address. And I'm supposed to be chronicling this whole thing. We started moving on Monday, and today is Wednesday. And I have been all over the place. So this is like my first time picking up the camera to make any recordings. And as you can see, let me get a light on in here. There. I'm not really doing a tour or anything. I just wanted to kind of chronicle some of what's going on. I'm standing in our front room, the den, and as you can see, boxes galore, all kinds of stuff is happening here, and we're still trying to figure out where things are going. We downsized from 2,500 square feet. Here it is, my 2,500 square feet to 1,260 square feet, almost exactly half of what we were living in. So we had to purge, and we had to get rid of a lot of stuff. And even with as much stuff as we got rid of, it still seems like we have a buttload of stuff. So, God, I guess 10 years in a house, you accumulate a lot. And 23 years of being together with the same person and 3 children later, you accumulate even more stuff. So we have quite the undertaking of getting our new, smaller townhome into some type of livable situation. So I'm trying to do all of this while hopefully staving off an adverse lupus reaction to the stress of moving and the physical attributes of moving, and then the mental parts are not helping right now. I am completely confused about where to start. I'm overwhelmed, and so my lupus fog is kicking in really badly. It's really, really bad. And so I'm moving stuff from one space to the next space, but I'm seeing very little progress in my actions. I don't really see a lot of results in what I'm doing. I just walked into the kitchen, and it's an interesting layout, but as you can see, boxes everywhere. And I mean, upstairs looks okay because those are the bedrooms, and so you kind of get those things squared away early as possible. This is the dining room / sitting area, and more boxes everywhere. Yep. And we're missing some really important elements in the dining room. The table. That's still something we're working to get over here. So, I mean, but we've been kind of, we've been busy. I'm just now really dealing with I'm trying not to succumb physically to what's going on in my body, but mentally I'm already feeling the ramifications of what's going on. I am trying to stay afloat, but it's really hard. Between lupus fog and my narcolepsy induced dementia is what I call it, because I don't know what else it is. It feels like dementia for the most part. Turn around and realize you guys had a black screen. Yeah, it feels like dementia to me. But just remembering anything is really bad. And like, I can totally feel parts of my brain taking a nap. Not long naps, obviously, but just little short naps. And I hadn't had that experience in months. And so it's weird to feel it again. But I know it's just the move. You know, once we get settled and the house is good, I'll be normal, my normal loopy self again. That's my plan. My husband has just come back, so I'm going to shut this down before he comes in. But I'll try and video as much as I can over the next couple of days and then do an upload once I edit everything together and see where we are. So it's your girl, and I'm still here, feeling a lot more loopy than normal. Hey guys, I'm back. I switched the camera focus. Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse you all. I'm a little bit dirty and disheveled because I think this morning it was like 11 or 10 when I started recording, and now I think it's after 3, almost 4. So I'm looking pretty bleary-eyed and crazy. It's because I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. But I wanted to show you guys the lack of progress that we've made. My husband's been bringing more and more stuff in. So before, this room was partially cleared out, and now it's full again. Say hi, Mom.
Hi.
That's my mom. She came over to help me today. So yay, Mom. Give her the lupus, yay. The kitchen's coming along. We've actually got some dishes put in the cabinet. I'm waiting for the property manager to come in. See, we have some dishes put up. Starting to feel a little bit more like normal, but I don't have all of my stuff put up in the kitchen because I'm waiting for the property manager to come in and take a look at, he left a dirty apartment, a dirty townhome, so I'm waiting for him to come in. But I did get my pantry somewhat put together. It's kind of a work in progress. I must say I do love this walk-in pantry because it allows me to be my normal anal self. And that always makes me happy. So I get some good storage here. Still kind of walking in here. This room has not cleared out at all. And my husband's out renting a pickup truck so that he can get our kitchen table and dining table and some other things in. So right now, I just am really tired. I'm going to walk up the stairs really quickly because I don't think I did that yet with you all. Not quite sure how the lighting's going to be. I'll turn the light on. Maybe that'll help. So I'm just walking up the stairs now. Like I said, the place is not really that big. It's only 1,260 square feet, but oh, I love it. It's so cute. And it's really, really cute. I love it. I'm stopped on the stairs. I'm leaning on the wall right now. I am so tired. I'm tired. I haven't been this tired in months. I mean, I've been texting a woman I consider to be one of my best friends, Helena. I've been texting Helena. Yeah. My mom's yelling, is everyone okay? I think my daughter just put a box downstairs. So, that was, Sadie, you want to say hi? No. She didn't want to say hi. I'm still on the wall. But yeah, I've been calling Helena because I have just been experiencing crazy things, and I was just like, what is going on? This is my bedroom. No magic is happening here, y'all. I just fall into bed every night and pray to God I wake up in the bed and not on the floor. So, bags, baskets, boxes. This is it. We went from 2 very large walk-in closets Remember I told you guys I turned my walk-in closet into my office because it was so big? Okay, this is about the size of my husband's walk-in closet. This is the size that his closet was. Here. Okay. Get a better. Boom. So, this is the size of his walk-in closet here. This is the only closet in the room. I hate sharing a closet with my husband, so I'm not even going to use it. I'll just put my shoes there and fold all my clothes and put them up like I did before because I hate sharing a closet. We went from a very large bathroom that had a double vanity, separate shower, a soaking tub, and of course water closet to this bathroom here. It's so tiny. One sink, one commode, a bathtub, I guess it's kind of a soaking tub, you know, but it's really small. And then it has a shower inside. But that's kind of what happens when you downsize, you know. You give up some things. And my daughter's rooms are down the hall and they're still working. I just needed to come in upstairs for a minute and take a break. But I also needed to share a little bit about how this whole process has come about. So I've been dealing with lupus, narcolepsy, cataplexy for the last 2.5 to 3.5 years maybe. And I haven't worked since June 4th, 2014. Naively, my husband and I thought, I'll get my disability within the year so we can continue to live the life we've always lived. We'll use a little bit of our savings and we'll be good to go. I still haven't gotten my disability. I have 2 appeals and now I'm waiting on a court date. And I'm going into my 3rd year of being out of work. And even though my husband makes good money, he does, it's not enough. It wasn't enough to support our 2-income lifestyle on his 1-income salary. So we finally I'm sorry, this is my mom yelling. We finally, excuse me, we finally, you know, I've equaled out. I've equaled out some with my illnesses, and so my health is kind of balancing out, which is good. And so now we can kind of find a thought process that makes sense. And so the decision to downsize and move into a smaller, less expensive place came on the heels of the gala. You know, I was getting ready for the gala, finishing up and all of that good stuff. And my husband came to me and said, babe, I've been trying to figure this whole thing out for the last year. It's not working. We need to make some changes. And so we did. And he thought I was going to be, I don't know what he was thinking, but I told him, if you told me this last year, if you told me this 2 years ago, I would have been on board with it. Wouldn't have bothered me at all. So lupus is the catalyst for this move. It just took us a little while to truly understand the financial impact of lupus, because we've been hypo-focused on the health implications of lupus because it's just been bad for a while, and now we're kind of evening out. So we've been focusing more on the health implications and, how our children, the emotional implications with ourselves, with our girls. So health and emotional, that's what we've been focusing on. And now that we're okay with the health part, for the most part, we're okay, and emotionally we're stronger with what's going on. Now we can focus on being financially healthy again. And this is such a great decision for us. And it wasn't even difficult to make. It was just time, right? It was time for us to do that. So when people discuss lupus and they categorically discuss it, lupus as a health epidemic, lupus as a Black person's disease, lupus as a woman's disease, lupus as, the catalyst for all kinds of autoimmune issues, lupus. You get all these kind of little tiny cubes that make up lupus. But, it's kind of like a mosaic. If you painted the picture of a lupus survivor's life, painted experiences, aspects, feelings, ideas, fears, all of that on each little cube, and you put that together, the mosaic would be beautifully catastrophic. That's the only way I can describe it. It would be beautifully catastrophic. And you don't want to look at it because it's so painful and it's so catastrophic and it's so destroyed. But you can't turn away because you see the resilience and you see the fight and you see the hope and the desire for beauty. And you're just kind of mesmerized. That's the picture of lupus I wish people could see. The beautiful, catastrophic, mesmerizing image that is every lupus survivor's life. It's not just a health issue. Lupus affects every facet of every part of who we are, of who our families are. And those things just aren't really talked about, People talk about the aches and the pain, and they're comfortable telling people how sick they are. But a lot of people don't want you to know that they're really just sick of being broke. They're tired of not being able to do what they used to do because they don't have any money to do what they used to do. People don't want to talk about how difficult it is to have to tell your children no when you used to tell them yes. They don't want to talk about having to call the car finance company or the bank and say, hey, we're in over our heads. We're going to voluntarily turn this car in because we can't afford it. We did that too. We turned our black truck in because we couldn't afford it. It was senseless to pay that kind of money for 4 wheels that had already depreciated $15,000. So it's gone. We still have our trusty white Ford, and we'll save some cash and go buy a good, decent cash car, but we're certainly not going to cry about it because it's just 4 wheels. Peace of mind is so important. So much more important. So, I mean, I think as a lupus survivor who's struggling with narcolepsy, with cataplexy, and fibromyalgia, and Raynaud's, and osteoarthritis, and lupus fog, it's allowing me to be the most honest, authentic me I've ever been. It's helped me to rid myself of insecurities, of feelings of inadequacy, feeling guilty and feeling ashamed of my situation. Because there's no need to feel that way. I would always preach to my students, please believe that you are good enough to be great. It is your God-given right to know that you are good enough to be great. And I preach it to them all the time for like 13 years, and I would say that to every kid. It was in one of my class set of standards one year, or 4 or 5 years. You're good enough to be great. Know that, and everything else will be honky-dory. And I believed it for them. I fed it to them, spoon-fed it to them. I didn't spoon-feed them anything else, but I spoon-fed them this idea that they are good enough to be great. I never really bought into it for myself. I just never did. Because I grew up insecure, and I grew up feeling inadequate for a host of reasons that in the long run are neither here nor there, but I had them. But I empowered others to be strong, and now I get it. I am good enough to be great. I deserve that. It's my divine right to be great. I don't have a choice, really. I kind of have to be great. I mean, you can't come from greatness without exhibiting greatness, right? So, I've learned that. I think I told my husband, I said, there's so many lessons that we've been given to learn in the course of our life together, in the course of the 23 years that we've been together. God has been providing us with lessons, because that's what he does. That's what this life is about. It's about lessons, so that your soul can record what is learned. And so that when that soul returns to that which it came from, it returns wiser, more empathetic, more divine. So I said, gosh, it's 23 years we've been trying desperately to learn these lessons. I said, we kept failing. And every time you fail a lesson, well, if you fail a class in school, you have to repeat it until you pass it, right? Right. So we failed the same set of lessons every time. And this time, this one time, in May, we got the test. We got the test, and we sat down and we looked at the test. And we said, okay, God, we did it. There's no such thing as pride. There's no such thing as fear. There's no such thing as guilt. There's no such thing as shame. There's no such thing as insecurity or inadequate. There's only love. There's only acceptance. There's only now. Accept your right now in love. That was it. That's it. That's what we got. That was our answer. That's what we wrote on our test. We accept what is right now. We do it in love. $100, A+. That was it. That was like the test that we'd been failing for 23 years. That was the lesson we were failing for 23 years. We were putting all kinds of goobly gop on there, but we got it. Accept what is right now and do so in love. And that everything made sense. Everything was easy. After that, it was pretty easy to see clearly and to make level-headed decisions. And there you go. So we moved in our tiny little townhome, and we're okay. We feel pretty good about everything. We're just kind of getting it together. So the stress of moving is taking its toll on me physically. It is. Having light chest pains and shortness of breath, memory, cognitive dysfunction issues, and my body's hurting really badly. So I have to kind of slow down a little bit, take a break, because otherwise I'm not going to be any good to anybody. So that's kind of what this vlog is allowing me to do. Taking a minute, to kind of share what's going on with you guys. Gives me like a 20-minute break to just sit down. But I'm sure I look a ham right now because I feel a hot ass mess. That's how I feel right now. And I know it's how I look. I'm like, look at this. I haven't had a breakout in a while. You see, it's all gotten really smooth and not so many dark marks. And then of course, look, boom, stress. I had one right there too. Yeah. My mouth is white and cracked. Why? Dehydrated. I haven't eaten in 3 days. Today I ate 2 waffles. It's the first thing I've eaten in, I said 3 days. In 3 days. So I gotta get my life together and drank a lot of water. I hate moving, but really, this is the best thing we've ever done. So I'm gonna sign off for this vlog and get going. Guys, thanks so much. Please remember, we honor God when we honor all that is created, including ourselves. That means you too. Please subscribe, like, comment. It's your girl, Lalalupie, and I'm signing off. And I hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful week.